Okay, I'm just going to be talking to you about the difference between simple time and compound time. So simple time is when the pulse can be divided into 2 beats. So we'll have a look at some examples of simple time signatures. We have 2/4, 4/4, 3/8. There are others as well, but those are my examples. So the pulse in 2/4 and 4/4 is a crotchet. A crotchet can be divided into 2 quavers. 3/8, the pulse is a quaver. This can be divided into 2 semiquavers. In compound time, my examples are 6/8 and 9/8. So compound time is when the pulse can be divided into 3. So we're not going to actually have the pulse as quaver beats in these time signatures because we would have too many strong beats in the bar. It would get a bit ridiculous. So the pulse is going to be a dotted crotchet, and that dotted crotchet can be divided into 3. So this means the feel of a piece of music written in compound time is very different to the feel written in simple time. So if you're writing out your own rhythm, whether it be to a piece of music, to a song, to lyrics, first thing you need to decide is whether you're writing in simple time or compound time. I just want to draw your attention to 3/8 because why is 6/8 and 9/8 compound time but 3/8 is simple? That's because we can't have one dotted crotchet in a bar because 3 quavers. So that's why in 3/8 the pulse is a quaver. Now when you're writing out your rhythms, you need to group the notes correctly. You need to show the pulse. This is mainly for the reason that if somebody's going to play your music, they need to be able to read it easily and be able to see where the strong beats lie. So I've just got the examples here, 6/8 and 9/8 for compound time. So in compound time, in 6/8 compound time, we group in 2 dotted crotchets in a bar. So it's actually compound duple time. I've just put a little imaginary dotted line through the middle. Obviously you don't see that in your music. So this is beat 1, all 3 quavers are grouped together. Beat 2, all 3 quavers are grouped together. Then we have beat 1 here, which I've decided to draw a dotted crotchet. Beat 2, a dotted crotchet. It might be beneficial for you to pause the video right now and draw this into your notebook or your music diary, and then you can refer to it later on. Now, 9/8 is compound triple time. We group the quavers into 3 beats. I've got 2 imaginary lines there. So we need to show beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, bar line, beat 1, 2, 3. Now, what happens if you want 2 quavers, then a crotchet? What you would have to do is, you can't actually draw a crotchet here because that would be crossing, because a crotchet is 2 quaver beats, remember? The crotchet would be crossing over this invisible line. You most certainly can have the sound because it adds a bit of syncopation, but how we draw it is we tie those 2 quavers. So then you're telling the person who's playing your music not to actually repress this key, just to hold it down. Okay, I'm just going to quickly rub some of this out and show you a very quick example of simple time. Okay, so in simple time, so I've chosen crotchet time signatures, we have to group the beats into crotchet beats. So I'm going to put in some quavers and I'll show you how to group these quavers correctly. I'm just going to write out one bar just to show you an example. So again, you might want to draw this into your workbook or diary or music notebook, just so that you can refer to this when you are writing out your rhythms or composing, just to double check, just to remind yourself how to group the beats correctly. Okay, so in 2/4, we've got 1 beat, 2 beats. 4/4, it's kind of similar to 2 minute beats in a bar. We've got 1 imaginary line. We can group all 4 in the first half of the bar together, all 4 in the second. So you would do that for 2/2 as well. So say you wanted 1 and 2, and then you wanted the and beat to be the beginning of a crotchet, similar to when I was talking about compound time. You have to tie the knot. You cannot put a crotchet there because the crotchet will carry over the invisible line, but you can have that sound. You just have to write it as 2 quavers tied together. So coming up with a rhythm and being able to put it on the page, writing what's in your head onto the page, isn't always that easy. You need to write the music in that musical language that everybody understands, and beats have to be clearly grouped. So I'm sure there's a lot more questions. I'm sure I know I definitely have not covered everything in this video because I would be talking a very long time. So if you have any questions, just ask them. Just ask your questions to me in your piano lesson or your music theory lesson, or send me an email or a text message. I'll be happy to answer. Bye.